Hey everybody, it's Megan. As always, I hope all of you are doing wonderful. Today is going to be a topic about bags, how we take care of our bags. I've been asked many times how I keep my bags in very nice condition. So I thought, why not do a video on how I keep my Louis Vuitton luxury bags in pristine condition. I want to let you guys know what I personally do for my bags to keep them in pristine condition because, I mean, the proof is kind of in the pudding. My bags look pretty nice and new, and oh my gosh, that didn't sound very humble, but they are. So I want to share some tips with you guys, and hopefully through this video you guys will gain some knowledge. And before we jump right into it, for any of you guys that have not subscribed to my luxury community, I kindly invite you to do so by clicking on that subscribe button you see located right down there below on your screen, and also by clicking the notification bell. You'll be notified every time I upload a video. So I'm going to talk about canvas, I'm going to talk about vachetta, and I'm going to talk about leather. And also, very important, structure of bags, very important thing. Starting off with canvas of bags and how I take care of the canvas. This is one of my first purchases with Louis Vuitton. I did start my collection in 2017. So how do I take care of my canvas? Quite simple. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of Huggies 99% pure water. These are absolutely amazing because I've been using them for years, and yes, this bag is from 2017, and as you guys can see, it looks amazing. Every time I use a canvas bag, it might sound like work, you guys, but it's really not. And when you think about it, these bags are expensive and we want to keep them in nice condition. So every time I use a bag, you guys, a canvas bag, I do wipe it down with one of these wipes. Now I am going to mention a company to you guys, and really I'm not promoting them in any way. It's a company that I actually use because I believe in them and I purchase their products. They have these individual wipes that you can use when you're on the go. I'm going to be showing you a few other products from this company. I believe it's called HAVREDELUXE. I will put the link within the description box below. But yeah, you guys, these wipes are basically the same as the Huggies wipes. They're just on the go. Now I happen to notice, because I was going to do a comparison really quick here between this Vachetta being 6 years old and this Vachetta. So the Pochette Métis East West is a new addition to my collection. Let me go ahead and compare it to this 2017 model. The leather, I mean, I think it's doing pretty good, you guys. And also my multi-pochette bag. This was purchased in 2020. Let's do a comparison. Yeah, and I've used this bag quite a few times. Now, let me tell you, when it comes to the Vachetta, it's a very good idea to try to keep the Vachetta out of the sun. And let me just apologize for reiterating anything you guys already know, because I will be giving a lot of tips and tricks, and I'm sure you guys have heard of these. So yeah, when it comes to Vachetta leather, I've noticed that when it's out in the sun, it does darken. A lot of people, when they get new pieces, they like to get a honey patina, so they will actually let their bags lay out and get a little suntan in the sun. So if you're trying to avoid the patina process and slow it down, it is a good idea to try to shelter your Vachetta from the sun. But obviously, you got to use your bags, you got to enjoy your bags, you bought them for a reason, so use them. Just keep in mind that the sun will darken them if it's exposed too much. Now I'm kind of going to be jumping around when it comes to the canvas, the Vachetta, and leather, but let's get back to the canvas. I think it's very important for a bag to keep its shape and structure. The way that I do it is quite simple. I just put bubble wrap in my bags, because if you don't, canvas, if left in a weird position, can definitely develop creases. I always put bubble wrap in my bags, and I'll go ahead and show you what I mean. Bubble wrap in my bag. This bag structure has stayed in beautiful condition, I must say, and I do contribute that to stuffing the bag. And also, this one was purchased in 2020. I do believe the Vachetta looks quite nice. And when we go back to the storage, let me just tell you guys what I do. You can hear things like putting your bag in a dust bag will be the best method to take care of Vachetta and canvas overall. That definitely may be true. But what I do is basically I have a shelving unit, and I have all my bags out on display. And again, this is just what I personally do. I make sure the room is always at room temperature. I don't allow the blinds to be coming into the room where sun can be hitting the Vachetta or the canvas in any way. Room temperature is very important. I guess with mine, I don't put them in dust bags because I humbly say I have a very extensive collection, and literally I would forget the bags that I own if I didn't see them. So yeah, you guys, I've been doing this for years now, and it's been been working perfectly. Again, you guys, for bags like the Neverfull, the Keep Alls, the Speedies, basically all the ones that lack structure unless you give it structure, highly recommend stuffing with bubble wrap. I want to quickly show you guys, this is my Papillon BB. I want to make a point about the structure with canvas and bags and why I stuff them. Basically, if I did not stuff this, the canvas is very, very prone to creasing. So I do have bubble wrap on the interior, and it's basically to the brim. And yeah, it's basically so the bag can keep its structure and stay beautiful and nice. And obviously it doesn't need to be bubble wrap. It just needs to be stuffed. I highly recommend doing that because yeah, you guys, structure is very important for the bag. So I want to share something with you guys that's kind of funny, but at the time it was not funny. I did not like the experience one bit, but I come back to share with you guys. And it's about the Vachetta, and it's about watermarks and how to avoid them. I learned this on accident. I did not like the experience, like I said. So basically, I was in Hawaii about 1.5 years ago. I had my multi-pochette with me. I also had in my hotel room these. Yes, I had these. So what happened was I was in the car. We were going someplace. I don't remember exactly where. And I had a water bottle. And yes, the bad thing happened. I spilled water on the Vachetta of my multi-pochette, and I had watermarks automatically. And I told my husband, can you please go run up to the hotel room and get those Huggies baby wipes? I mean, I had no alternatives. And I just thought to myself, maybe I could wipe it out. I mean, literally, you guys, it was like 3 big watermarks. Bad watermarks. So the fact that it came out like this, I was very happy about that. And if it does happen, learn from me, you guys. Get to it right away with a wipe, and then it will look very, very dark. It's not very pretty, but it will come out fine. I promise you. And also, you guys, I get this asked a lot. Do I spray my Vachetta with Apple Card? The simple answer to that is no. And it's not because I think there's anything wrong with Apple Card. I think it's just because whatever I've been doing seems to be working. And there's something about keeping the leather in the original shape that it came in that's very appealing to me. But again, you guys, it doesn't matter. Who cares? Nobody knows if you use Apple Guard or not. It's just I haven't yet. That could definitely change in the future. So that answers that question. Let's get into how I take care of leather. So let me go ahead and show you guys my Louis Vuitton Vachetta BB, which I did purchase about, I would say 3.5 years ago. If you guys didn't know, this is the Empreinte leather. I am a huge fan, let me tell you, because it is so soft, it is so supple, and literally I've used this bag countless times, and it looks just as brand new as the day that I bought it. We could extend further when we're talking about leather to, say, for example, other luxury fashion houses. This is my Givenchy Antigona bag. This is my YSL, love this one so very much, you guys, small Lulu bag. How do I clean the bags? That same company. Again, you guys, I don't get anything by telling you this. I'm just telling you this because this is what I use. It really, really works. I want to take care of my leather. I want it to last a long time. So HAVREDELUXE does sell this gentle foam cleanser, which is amazing. And they also have a nourishing conditioner. I definitely use the foam cleanser a lot more than I do use the conditioner. Now, these aren't perfect directions. This is just what I do. But with the conditioner, I do use it about every 5 to 10 times I use the bag. And when it comes to the cleanser, I would say about every 2 to 4 times. So they do give you a little mitt that you guys see right here, and it is washable. I've used it a lot, and yes, I've washed it. And I don't know if you guys can tell I have. The proof is in the mitt, but it really, really works. And the reason I'm showing you my Givenchy bag is because I haven't used it in a little while, and I happen to notice, look right there, we see a little scuff. On the back, we see a little scuff. So let's do this together and clean the leather. It's very fast and it's very easy. You just put a few pumps on here, and then we take the bag and we just go over all of the leather. And I just really love the fact that it's meant specifically for leather. So let me go ahead and get everything. So let's look at it now. It looks beautiful. Looks beautiful. Back looks beautiful. It looks like I just purchased it from the store, so that's a good thing. Now I'm going to go ahead and use the nourishing conditioner, and let's make this look even more amazing. And it will take a little bit of time for this to dry, not much time. It would probably take a few minutes. But here we have the bag, fully nourished, fully conditioned, very, very beautiful. And what would I do lastly? Take care of the hardware. That means the wipes. So I'll go ahead, take one of those, and brighten up this hardware just a little fits. So here we have her, you guys. She looks so beautiful. She looks like she just came out of the shower. So yeah, that's how I take care of leather bags. So let's get on to the interior of the bags, and I guess we'll just show this one. Something that's very, very important, you guys, to get for your bags are organizers. You basically need them. I mean, you don't need them, but you kind of sort of do if you want to keep them in pristine condition. It's pretty much a necessity. And I do use organizers from Zoomoni.com. And what's wonderful about Zoomoni is they're pretty much the same, if not better, than Samorga. And what's wonderful is that they recently came out with a 1.2 millimeter, which is the very, very thin organizer. And I can show you an example of that with my Neverfull, for example. I really feel that if I don't use an organizer with the Neverfull specifically, it's just a little bit too flat for me. And initially I was using the 2 millimeter, and that's very nice, but I am a huge fan, you guys. Let me tell you, these 1.2 millimeters are so soft and they're so thin. And another thing that makes it so great is that it doesn't take up space within the bag. There's a big difference between 2 millimeters and 1.2 millimeters. I'll go ahead and show you guys what I mean. Look at the interior. It is flawless. Again, I've owned this for about 3 years. And if I were to wear this bag and put it over my shoulder, what's the word here, you guys? I mean, it's just kind of flat on the body. It doesn't have body. I think that's the problem. So an organizer is a wonderful thing. And what I really love about the 1.2 millimeter is it will give the bag some shape, but it's not going to make it stiff looking. And I don't know if you guys know what I mean, but there are other organizer companies that sell very thick felt organizers, and I don't like those because they can give the bag a very boxy look. And let's just say that's just from trial and error, beginning days when I first needed organizers and didn't know much about them. But I remember having a very boxy look with the Neverfull, whereas with this one, the 1.2 millimeter, it is going to be more like it should naturally be, but it has slight structure. Again, you could do the 2 millimeter if you wanted to. Those are very soft organizers. I love them. And again, very much up to par to Samorga, if not better. And let me just tell you this, I have to. With the smaller pieces, pochette accessoire. So we don't want to have an organizer that's taking up space within it, because that takes away from items that we could be putting within the piece, right? So the 1.2 millimeter is excellent. And as you guys can see, this bag specifically, I do believe is about 3 years old, but the interior is immaculate. Now, let me tell you something about the pochette accessoire. There's a reason why I brought this out for you guys. There is not much leather on this bag. I have had it for 3 years. I want to go ahead and show you guys this leather, 3 years old. I've used this bag a lot in comparison to very newly added. Oh gosh, you guys, I do have a thorough review coming up on this bag, I promise you. The Pochette Matisse East West. So here's the Vachetta on this bag, which I've literally used about 2 or 3 times. There's really just not that much of a difference. And a lot of that, I believe, I mean, it's working, right? Is how I store my bags in room temperature, how I try my best, not always, obviously they're out in the sun, but I try not to let them sit out for hours and hours on end. I just really try to not baby my bags, but definitely watch over them. Now here's something I just want to let you guys know, because I remember watching a YouTube video and this one girl just thought to herself that she just had to keep this strap the way that it was, and it was very, very black. And I told her, if you'd like, you could definitely order a replacement strap for the bag. You paid a certain amount of money for the bag, you are allowed to get replacement parts. That's wonderful about Louis Vuitton, the fact that throughout your life, you're able to replace parts. But going back to the organizers, you guys, oh my goodness, I need to tell you this. Okay, so I do have my mini pochette with me right here. And you guys see, this is a very small piece that I'm showing you right now. Very, very small. Doesn't fit that many items inside. So when you think of 2 millimeter versus 1.2 millimeter, there's going to be quite a difference. And right now I do have the 1.2 millimeter organizer inside. Simply put, I use mini pochettes to carry my makeup. And usually there's a compact in there. And as we all know, there's a thing called lipstick, and lipstick can get on the interior. There's a thing called lip gloss. lip gloss can get on the interior. I have had this mini pochette. Oh gosh, this is one of my first. I would say for about, oh goodness, 4 or 5 years, I think. And the interior is immaculate. I think we would all agree we want the exterior to match the interior. So here is my Louis Vuitton Nice BB. I think a lot of you are familiar with this piece. I love it so very much. And I cannot even tell you, I've owned it for about 4 years, the amount of times I've used it in those 4 years. As you can see, all my makeup is perfectly organized. And what I really appreciate is the fact that I can wash this organizer, because I do that about every 5 times I use this piece, which is a lot, like I said. Let me tell you, if I did not have an organizer in it, it would be a filthy mess. That is a fact. But yeah, it's absolutely immaculate and beautiful. And not only does the organizer just go in and out so very easily, gosh, you guys, if there's ever a piece I would recommend getting an organizer for, it's definitely the Nice BB. But yeah, you can see that all of my items are organized perfectly inside, very easy to get to. So yeah, you guys, wonderful thing. I love these organizers. Oh, I'm happy I remembered this one too, because I did speak about the sun. Humidity is a bad thing. I was literally at dinner the other night and I had my Ellipse PM with me, and it was very, very hot out, and we were sitting outside and they had misters out and it was just misting all over the place. And I said to my husband, can you please go put my bag in the car? Because literally the mist was just like shh onto my bag, and I was thinking, no, 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 I don't want little baby watermarks or anything of that sort. At the end of the day, we don't want to baby our bags, and that might sound like I'm babying my bag, but it's really just taking care of my bag. And it really just doesn't take much to take care of these bags if we just know what to look out for. I think I said it before, but yes, exterior is just as important as interior, I believe, because when I look in the bag, I want it to be nice. So I highly recommend Zoomoni, you guys. If you want to receive 20% off an order, please do enter my code LVLuxeDelight. And that's listed within the description box below in case you forget. But yeah, Zoomoni.com, just enter my code LVLuxeDelight and you will get that 20% off. Oh, I just forgot something, you guys. Color transfer. Oh, I'm so happy that I remember this. There's going to be pieces that are very apt to color transfer. And if you have a piece that's like that, it's very important to remember that denim, as in denim jeans, denim shorts, big no-no when it comes to combining with a piece that's very apt to getting color transfer on it. Going back to, you don't want to baby your bag, but at the same time, you want to keep an eye on your bag. I like that. I like to word it that way. Let's put it that way. We just pretty much need to keep an eye on them. That's the key. Keeping an eye on them. Like when I was at the restaurant the other night, so hot out, wonderful thing to have those misters, but not a wonderful thing to have near Vachetta, that's for sure. So we just want to be aware of our surroundings. We just want to keep an eye out on our bags, basically. And again, not baby them. We want to enjoy them. We want to use them. At the end of the day, it's not hard work, you guys. It doesn't take a genius to take care of any bag. It just takes a watchful eye and doing a few little tips and tricks like I told you guys. And please try to remember that one I told you about watermarks with the baby wipes, because it worked for me and I know it would work for you. And yeah, it wasn't a fun experience, but I've lived as hell and I can share it with you. And if you guys would like to add to the conversation and suggest anything that you might be doing that's working that I didn't mention, please do mention that in the comment section below, because I'm sure a lot of people would love to learn from you. So that's going to be it, you guys. I hope I was of some help. Again, I enjoyed making this video. Again, if you guys happen to have anything else that you'd want to add to this conversation that I'm not doing that works for you, please do put that in the comment section below, because we all like to learn from each other, right? This particular video has been on my mind for quite some time. So yeah, I'm glad that I did it. Again, any comments or questions, very much appreciated. Yes, I'll say it again, because yes, I mean it again, like I always do. I love hearing from you. All right, you guys, now's the time within the video where I'm going to completely transition topics from speaking about luxury to speaking about something that's definitely more insightful, meaningful, and inspirational. Today, I'd like to go over a very important message I titled, Letting Go of Emotional Baggage. I define emotional baggage as basically anything that's linked to your emotions that's negative and weighing you down. Anything that is weighing your spirit down is going to prevent you from living the most peaceful life possible. Let's think of how our spirits want to be. Very light, very free, feeling very close to God. When we think of the emotional baggage, you can really get an idea as to how it impacts your soul if you look at it like this. Say, for example, a relationship didn't work out and that weighs about 5 pounds. And then, 2 years down the road, someone hurt you very, very bad. And that really hurt. Let's just tack on another 5 pounds. We're trying to walk through this life peacefully and freely, and there's that 10 pounds. And then let's say 6 months, a year down the road, you lose a loved one. Oh my goodness, well, let's just tack on another 15 pounds of baggage, emotional baggage. And then another year goes by and maybe you lose your pets. By that point, you're carrying around about 30 or 35 pounds of emotional baggage, and you're just carrying it around throughout the day. So many situations that we can think of that are negative, emotionally negative, and impact our soul so greatly. And when they really add up, as they do, they really do take a toll on our spirit, and they do drag us down. And that can make it very difficult to be living peacefully, happily, as you should be. So what we really need to do at the end of the day is let go, cut off all of that emotional baggage, because you're never going to be where you truly deserve and need to be carrying around all of that negative emotional weight. You need to cast all of it to God. Cast your cares upon Him. Like He says, let Him carry it for you. And sometimes we just want to take matters into our own hands. And sometimes we can go as far as having the perception that thinking about these things over and over again is going to somehow help. But what we're really doing is just taking matters into our own hands, because we're not giving it over to God as He wants us to do. We're supposed to abide by His rules. We're supposed to do as He says. And if He tells us to cast our cares upon Him, then we should do it. And when we do it, then the promise is fulfilled, and He gives you His peace that surpasses all understanding. The closer we are to God, the more wisdom comes to us. Wisdom such as casting our cares upon God. Wisdom such as, in doing that, I am going to be set free in my spirit and be living the most peace-filled life that I possibly can, which I deserve. And if you guys could just take a moment and think about the situations, emotional baggage that you may be carrying around right now, and how you would feel if you truly just let it go and give it to God. How does that make you feel if you just choose to make that decision right now? If you choose to give whatever the situation or plural situations going on to Him and trust in Him like He says, how does it make your spirit feel to not have to carry that baggage around anymore? I bet it makes it feel very, very light. It's attainable, but it's all the power of the mind. And in life, we can get distracted by this and by that. And again, we can just get pulled down by that emotional baggage. And sometimes, we can just get so caught up in our problems and the things that we can't control, that we wish that we could control. It literally just makes it seem like it would just be too difficult to cast our cares upon God. But it's not, you guys, I promise you. The reason why I say this is because I've done it myself. And I know what it feels like when things are heavy on the spirit. And I know what it feels like when it just hurts. I also know what it feels like to truly let go of it and give it to God to handle and take control of my emotions and live free in my own spirit as I deserve to live. Please choose to let go of carrying around any of that negative emotional baggage any longer and truly give it to God. I hope this message hits home for you guys, because really we just do not deserve to be walking around with a bunch of emotional negative baggage that's keeping us in sort of a depressed state, and we may not even realize it. So let's give everything that's negative over to God and let Him take care of it. He loves you so very much, and He wants to do that for you as His child. So let Him do it. So that's what I have to say on the topic of letting go of emotional baggage. If you guys happen to have any comments or questions on that topic, and or any comments or questions on how I keep my Louis Vuitton luxury bags in pristine condition, please do leave them in the comment section below. I'm excited about the next video, you guys. My birthday's coming up, so it's going to be a fun video, that's for sure. So thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Until my next, you guys take care, and I look forward to seeing you very, very soon. Bye.